Hi guys, it's Izzy, and I thought that I would do an updated piercing video now because it's been a year or just like over a year since I've done a piercing video. So I thought it's time to update you on the holes that I have had punctured into my body. I don't know if this is actually going to be interesting to anyone, but I just know that whenever I get a new piercing I love finding out about it before, so this is just my experiences with my piercings, and if anyone finds this helpful then I'm glad that I've shared my experiences. So because I've already made a video about piercings, I'm not going to go into the ones I've already talked about because it's going to be a very long video. I'm just going to leave that video in the description below. So the piercings I talk about in that are my first, my seconds, my tragus. Did talk about my cartilage, my nose and my belly button. So I thought, why not start off with talking about the piercings I did have and what's changed about them, if anything. So my cartilage piercing, let's just take a moment for our fallen soldier. Yeah, it is no more. Look, how sad. I really miss this piercing because I just feel like it just completed the look on this ear, so I am going to get it redone. But I did have to take it out because after over 2 years, I want to say, yeah, it was over 2 years I had that piercing done, and it's so heartbreaking to have to admit defeat on a piercing. Like, I am so stubborn. All my piercings get infected when I first get them. I think I'm just like really sensitive to like that sort of thing and just prone to rejection. Yeah, it was 2 years and I did everything in the book that you're meant to do. Like, I cleaned it regularly but not too much. I didn't touch it. I tried to sleep on the other side, and then one night it just got really swollen. Like, it was about that thick, my cartilage, and I was just like, I can't do this anymore, I need to take it out. So I took it out and it was so sad, it was bleeding everywhere and it was just really disgusting. So I was like, I've probably done that for the best. But I think I found out what it was since then. In hindsight, I think I was probably allergic to the jewellery that was in my ear. So obviously it's never going to heal if I'm allergic to it and I'll just keeping what's causing the reaction in my ear. Obviously it's never going to heal. The reason I found out I think I'm allergic to some jewellery is because of what happened to my nose ring, which I managed to save. Woo! So yeah, after a couple of months that I had my nose ring, it turned into like a giant lump and it was really disgusting, and you can't really hide that so easily because it's on your face. So again, I was doing that thing like cleaning it regularly and like spraying disinfectant on it and everything that I was like meant to do. I looked up everything, you know, but still I had no luck getting this lump off my face until kind of by, well, it was an accident. It was like one of them things that was bad at the time but in hindsight actually helped. So it was New Year's Eve, not this year but last year. I had my nose done and I might have partied a bit too hard. All of a sudden I don't feel very well, must have been something I ate, and I ended up throwing up all my insides like violently, like projectile vomiting in this house party. So hard in fact that my nose ring, which you actually have to twist out, just flew out my nose, and I suppose into the toilet. It wasn't any, I don't know where it went. So I lost my nose ring that night and I was like, oh my god, I don't want to have to pay to have this redone. So then drunk Izzy, sorry I mean food poisoning induced Izzy, had gone home and managed to, in that state, stick an so gross, stick an earring through my nose just so it didn't close up. I was so like conscious about not losing this piercing because I hate giving up on piercing. So I woke up the next morning and I had a nose ring in my, I had an earring in my nose, and I was just like, oh, I need to go buy a new nose ring. So I went and bought a new nose ring and then put it in, and literally almost overnight this lump disappeared, and I was like, oh my gosh, I must be allergic to the jewellery. So life hack, if you get like a little bit of a lump or reaction to the jewellery when it's been pierced, maybe like if you can and it's not too sore to touch, like switch it for like a different type of metal and maybe some luck. That's just something I learned with experience, and yeah, never had a problem with my nose ring again. And now onto the new piercings I got over the last year. I went and got my thirds done in my earlobes. Let's just, you know, number 3 here, yeah. And you guys might be thinking, Izzy, isn't that going to be exactly the same as your first and second earlobe piercings? Why are you going into detail about it? And no. I would generally consider my thirds to be the worst piercing I've ever had with pain, like not even pain rating, just like maintenance and like everything. So I did get all my earlobes pierced with a gun, including my thirds. And I know loads of people are like, you shouldn't get it done with the gun, but like for an earlobe I don't really mind. I don't think it went through cartilage, or if it did, it went through a little bit of cartilage. Like, it must have done because it hurt a lot more than my first and seconds. I don't know if it's more sensitive like nerves or something up there, but oh my gosh, as soon as it was done, it stung like nothing else. Like, it physically stung, and I was like, it's only my thirds, I really can't react to this. So I was just in the chair like, And because of the placement of them, I didn't even realise this, but it really hurt to sleep on either side, just because it gets knocked so easily. I had so much hair get caught in them, everything like that. Like, my thirds were generally the worst piercings I ever had. Like, pain wise, it wasn't the most uncomfortable piercing to have. It was like over in like a second. It did hurt a bit more than the rest of my earlobes, so I'd say maybe like out of 10 it hurt like 5 maximum. But the maintenance, oh my gosh, that was like a pure 10 out of 10 difficulty level. Like, they got infected, they started bleeding, it was just not a good sight. But I've powered through, I've still got them in, I'm not giving up just yet. I think they are healed now. I had them done about 4 months now, so I'd say they're pretty much healed. I don't take them out just in case. I want to keep like all my fresh piercings in for at least a year before I take them out and stuff. Like, that's just a general rule I like to have, unless a piercing falls out by natural causes. I don't like to fiddle with it for like a good year. So yeah, in summary, my thirds definitely not that bad, but the worst ones I've had so far. The next piercing I went to get was my forward helix, and I got it just above my tragus. I don't know if you can see. So I got this bad boy done here. This one's healed lovely. It's not got a lump on it or anything. Literally, it healed almost straight away for me. I do have a bit of eczema just on my ear, which is really, really sexy, I know. But yeah, the piercing itself, I would consider almost healed. I had it done before Christmas, so I want to say 2 months now. But obviously I'm not going to start changing it or anything just yet, but as far as healing goes, I'd say it's pretty much almost there. So initially I did want to get it like higher up, sort of like midway down the ear. You know when the piercer's like, I'm just going to draw a little dot and then you look in the mirror and you tell me if you like it. She did it a lot lower than I was expecting her to do it, but I was still like, you know what? I actually like that in that place. So I ended up getting it done a lot lower, but I really, really like the placement of it. And I think I might go and get it doubled up with where I was going to get it done originally, so it's a little double. But I really like the low placement of it. Like, I think it's not too in your face and not too obvious, but it's still cute when you catch a glance of it, you know. Oh, and pain rating, I would give this one probably the same as my tragus. I can't remember what I gave my tragus, but literally it wasn't bad at all. Maybe like a 3, 4, 5 out of 10, like really not bad at all. She said to me, she was like, wow, you didn't even flinch. And I was like, no, I'm just hardcore. She was like, that's meant to be a really painful piercing, but for me, literally, it didn't. Like, I don't know if I've just got a high pain tolerance or anything. Like, no piercing that I've ever had has been like so painful for me. Like, the thought of the pain of getting a piercing has never put me off. Like, this one, like, you felt it go in and there's a slight pinch and then you feel the crunch of it going through the cartilage. But once it's done and it doesn't really hurt afterwards. So yeah, all in all, healed fine, didn't really hurt to get done, would recommend to a friend. And now, last but not least, the piercing, which I'm sure when you clicked on this video, you were like, Izzy, what the hell is that? What have you done to yourself, Izzy? Is my collarbone piercings. And I've just seen how bad my fake tan is around my collarbone piercings. So I got these done literally quite spontaneously. I don't know what was going through my mind. I think I'm just going through a midlife crisis, guys. Don't judge. You're welcome to judge. I'm judging myself, can't lie. But yeah, I actually really like the way they turned out. And I just remember saying to my flatmates before I went home for Christmas, I was like, guys, you know what? I'm gonna get my collarbones pierced. And they were like, Izzy, do not do that. Like, that is disgusting. Do not do that. So I'll tell you guys a little bit about how it's done, because a lot of people, when they first see it, they're like, how does that work? Where's the back of the piercing and stuff like that? So basically, this is called a microdermal piercing, if you didn't already know. And what it is it doesn't have an entry and exit like most piercings do, you know, like the back of your earlobes, you've got an exit there and stuff like that, you know, nose, it comes out the other side. You know, with my belly button, like, please do excuse the Christmas weight, I'm still trying to work off, but like, it goes through, in and out. So with dermals, like, there's just one hole and it just stays in there. So the piercing procedure itself is definitely the grimmest out of all of them I've ever had done, but it's not a painful one. Honestly, I would rate it about a 2 out of 10. Like, it really was not bad at all. Like, it felt like getting my ears done just because it goes through like a bit of flesh, like, and that's it. So the piercing procedure, okay, my friend Laura came with me. Thank you, Laura, for coming with me and holding my hand, and I really hope it didn't scar you too much for life. I YouTubed it beforehand and I'm kind of glad I did, because oh my gosh, it is grim, and I wanted to let myself know what I was in for. Oh, first of all, like, he had to test if I've got enough skin to like be able to balance the piercing in, and he was looking at me and he was like, oh, I don't know, and I was like, oh my gosh, do you really think I've not got enough fat on me to have a collarbone piercing? Okay mate, okay. He did the dots, and they're really hard to get even, especially on me because I've got one leg that is longer than the other, so when I stand, like, I always stand like a bit like that. So he was like, oh my gosh, how do I do this piercing? So what they do is they get a little piercing device and they like pinch your skin, they get that little clamp, and then they twist it in and it cuts a hole in your skin, like a circle hole. Then what they do is they get the jewellery, which is on sort of like a hook, I believe, and then they fiddle the jewellery in, and then it heals. The skin heals around the jewellery, and then it should stay in place. I really should be touching these, but I am. So basically, I believe it's almost T-shaped, so like the jewellery sticks up at the top, and then it's got a plate across which sort of anchors it into your skin, if that makes sense. So the skin's there, and you just... So pain-wise, it wasn't painful, but healing process-wise, oh my gosh, this was the worst piercing ever for healing. Like, the first couple of days were painful, the rest of the days weren't that painful, but it's just such an awkward place to like allow it to heal. First of all, what I didn't realise, which I probably should have done, because none of my other piercings have done this and it's not been something that really like, that I thought of, it bruises like crazy. I looked like a bruised peach after this. Like, after I got these done, I went on a night out and I was gonna like show off my new piercings in the nightclub and everything, which in hindsight was not a good plan because I literally, I'm not kidding, the bruises were this big around all my piercings. My best friend, she was pissing herself. She was like, Izzy, what have you done? Also, I couldn't move my arms. It was so painful for the first 2 days. I literally could not lift my arms above this height because I was just like, oh. And I was working, so I was doing, I was putting stock out on the shop floor and I was literally having to hang clothes up, like, ugh. So everyone's like, Izzy, literally, are you going through a mental breakdown? What possessed you to get those done? Just impulse. Impulse that cost me £75 because I got them done in Solihull, which is very expensive. And so yeah, I'm making sure these don't reject because I can't afford to have them £75 down the drain like that. Also, a question I've been asked a lot is, how do you change them? How do you take them out? And long story short, I'm just not gonna. I'm gonna wait till they either reject and fall out, which lucky they don't really seem like they're gonna do at the minute, so fingers crossed they don't. This one is a lot more redder than the other one. This one healed almost like immediately. This one, I don't know if it's gone through like a big nerve or something. It's not gross, like it just looks a bit red. It feels a bit sore. A fake tan is a nightmare with these dermal piercings, especially when they're healing. I keep accidentally catching it, but then I'll get like a cotton bud and I just sort of remove the fake tan from around them. I try and not fake tan with piercings, but I'm clumsy and always end up doing that. So yeah, probably lay off the fake tan just from experience if you're gonna get a dermal piercing for a while. As far as dermal piercings go, would I get any more? I think no. I think that's my spontaneous piercing out the way. I know you could get them literally all over, but I think I've done that for the experience. I'm happy with the placement. The procedure wasn't too bad, but I don't think I'm going to go through it again. I think these are my last dermals, but I'm happy with the way they turned out. And you're either going to love or hate them. I love them, I can't lie. If they ever fell out, I don't think I'd get them redone, but I'm glad I got them done, if that makes sense. And yeah, I've had very mixed reaction with them. Like, my mum, when she saw it, she's like, oh, Izzy, really? Not another piercing? Like, I think she's just so done with me getting piercings. She's just like, really? Another one? My sister hates them. Every time she sees them, she's like, I cannot believe you've done that to yourself. And a couple of my mates have been like, oh, yeah, they're cute on you. Like, I wouldn't do it myself, but like, they're cute on you. And a couple of them just can't believe that I can't believe you've done that. But at the end of the day, I like them. I like them for now anyway. And yeah, hopefully I'll get my money's worth from them. So yeah, thank you very much for watching my piercing video. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I will see you guys soon. I make new videos every single Wednesday at 5 PM. And if you guys have any more questions about like aftercare or like just piercings in general, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye!